Matcha is having a massive moment right now. It's on TikTok, Instagram, every coffee shop in the UK has it on the menu, and it's causing a genuine global shortage. The good ceremonial grade matcha has become so popular that Japan physically can't grow enough of it. The price is jumping over 100% in the last year, and some of the country's biggest tea producers are actually rationing how much you're even allowed to buy. So whilst everyone else is drinking it out of extinction, I want to head straight to the source to see where it comes from. Our mission today is to track down the actual birthplace of matcha, buy it from the people who grow it, and tick off as many iconic matcha experiences as I can in one afternoon. Let's get into it. And you can already feel the matcha in the air. 20 minutes south of Kyoto sits Uji, the home of matcha in Japan. Tea fields cover the hillsides and the streets are lined with historic tea houses, some of which have been running for centuries. Our first stop is Nakamura Tokichi Honten. Founded in 1854,
the most famous matcha spot in the whole of Uji, the matcha region.
And the place that people fly halfway around the world to visit. We show up about 10 minutes after they open and grab a ticket, but I am already number 71 in the queue.
That ticket is our waiting number in the queue of people, but at least they've got a QR code system, so we should be able to wander around and see when our queue is due. Hopefully we'll be in the next few hours, who knows.
So while that ticket cooks, we're gonna duck down the road to a place called Horii Shichimeien. Now, this place grow their own leaf on a 600-year-old tea garden called Okunoyama, which happens to be the last survivor of Uji's original 7 tea gardens. So this is genuine, original, farm-to-cup matcha, rather than a shop reselling someone else's harvest.
This is unlike any green tea I've ever had.
This shop also recently went viral for a blend that supposedly creates the best matcha latte in the world. And you know I love a matcha latte. The tea here disappears fast. They only sell a few handful of tins per variety each day, and within 15 minutes of it opening, most of it is gone.
That is us done at Horii Shichimeien. The two things we got a Uji Mukashi matcha. We learned here that actually matcha is meant to be stored in the fridge and can stay unopened up to 6 months. This one's meant to have a really nice umami flavour. And then we got one that we have seen pretty much all over the internet, and that is the Uji Matcha Agata no Shiro, which is meant to be the MVP for matcha lattes. These two matchas set us back about $35 together. So not the cheapest matcha in the world, but the quality of this matcha is meant to be incredible.
Very, very quiet streets of Uji, but the very busy matcha shops. Now, while we walk, here's a quick tea lesson on why matcha is so different to normal green tea. Regular green tea is grown in the full sun, steeped in hot water, and then the leaves get thrown away. Matcha comes from the same plant, but 3 weeks after harvest, the bushes are completely shaded from the sun. Deprived of light, that plant panics and stops pumping out massive amounts of chlorophyll and amino acids just to survive. The leaves are then destemmed, dried flat, and then stone ground into a powder so fine that when you drink it, you're consuming the actual entire leaf. That's why the color is so electric. The caffeine a tiny bit higher, and the flavor tastes kind of rich and savory instead of watery. Our next stop is the Matcha Roastery. Because we've done enough buying, it is time to eat. This is a newer spot with a menu that covers pretty much everything you can imagine. Drinks and cookies, cakes and ice cream and mochi. We went for the matcha basque cheesecake and a yuzu soda. Honestly, this cheesecake was so dense, umami, and easily one of the best matcha desserts of the day.
The more I eat it, the more I like it. It is really unlike anything I've eaten.
By the time we walk back, our number is finally up at Nakamura Tokichi Honten. So welcome drink of kombucha. The absolute must-order dish here is the matcha parfait, which comes in a bamboo. It's stacked with matcha ice cream, whipped cream, lemon jam, jelly, berries, red beans. It all sounds weird, but it actually works.
That is delicious. It's a really nice mix of like umami flavors and slightly sweet, which is the way we normally take matcha.
We decided to split this one because it's absolutely huge.
It's perfectly balanced with the sweet coming from the fruits and the matcha bringing the sweetness down.
Alongside a matcha float topped with soft serve. Now, the photos don't really do the size of things justice, but this is easily one of the biggest but most photogenic things I ate on the entire trip. Back out on the streets of Uji, it's shop after shop with each vendor doing matcha slightly differently. You can just walk around, go to a place, see how they make matcha, try some of their matcha, buy a thing, eat it. It is so much fun. It is truly matcha heaven.
A couple of interesting things I've learned. One, there are lots of different types of matcha. I kind of knew that, but coming here, you realize how many different types of matcha there are. Two, is that ceremonial grade matcha is obviously the higher quality matcha and it can get really expensive. But essentially people are saying when you're having it as a matcha latte, which we tend to do at home, the quality of the matcha, when you go up, it gets exponentially more expensive, but you can't actually tell much of a difference. So they're like, if you're having it in a latte, you can actually just go for mid-grade ceremonial matcha and you can't really taste the difference between that and the really expensive stuff, which is interesting, unless you're having it really purely in like water. And then three, you can actually taste and smell the difference between them. Like the really expensive matchas are much less bitter and generally smell a lot sweeter as well. You could literally spend all day here drinking matcha.
You can actually even watch how the leaves are ground into powder, which is the secret to how it ends up silky rather than gritty. Each place really does seem to cap how much they sell each day as well. So the scarcity we have at home isn't just clever marketing, they are actually running out. Wandering between the shops, we kept seeing everyone sell these matcha tea balls on a stick, and I figured we should give one a try, though we ended up regretting that decision. Our final stop was a modern cafe called Masuda, which is famous for a soy matcha latte. It tastes like the version we get at home, just turned up several notches.
It is the most matcha-y matcha I've ever had.
Yeah.
It's difficult to explain it. There's no bitterness either. Do you know how at home matcha's bitter and often a bit grainy?
There's just no graininess. It's so smooth. I reckon it's because it's ground by the stone.
By this point, we're in matcha heaven, but also completely matched out. And I think we've well and truly done Uji, the birthplace of matcha with tins to take home and a parfait I am going to be dreaming of. If you end up in Japan and you have time for a trip or you've been dreaming of a trip elsewhere, book it, do it, just go. Subscribe for more travel guides and vlogs, and if you haven't done, check out the full Kyoto travel guide here.